I think we will get started as people. I still have one that I'm checking out. I'm June Younger. I'm the Chamber Coordinator here at the Commerce City Chamber of Commerce, and I welcome you all to our Let's Talk Grant Money Zoom meeting. Deborah's going to help me today talk about the Adams County grant. Michelle, later on we would love for you to tell us a little bit about the city grants that are still available.
Happy to.
So Deborah, go ahead and take it away, and I will.
I hope I don't have any issues here. Renee is on a Zoom call as well right now, and sometimes our internet goes wacky with both of us on the same thing. So anyway, we were approached by Adams County. They approached their local Adams County chambers to see if they would help spread the word that they got a grant to help small businesses, and they're calling it the COVID-19 Business Boost Mini Grant. So there's two different grants. One is for $2,500 and one is for $1,000. And the $2,500 grant is really for operational money. You know, if you had to buy a lot of disinfectant or a lot of the PPP equipment or signs, whatever that looks like to just get your business back up and running, you can use money for that. So anything operational. And then the $1,000 grant is a technology grant. So, you know, some people are putting in, I don't know, something where you don't have to do any hands touching, or it's just all electronic. You can use it for that. Or if you had to update your register or whatever it is. And hopefully by next week, they will have this ready to roll out. There is a meeting Saturday morning with the Adams County and all of the chambers. So what they're working on is setting up the procedures of accepting the grants, and they wanted to buy a computer program to process it. So that's, I think, what they're working on right now. And the eligibility requirements would be you have to have a business in Adams County. They are limited to 25 or fewer employees. So to try to discourage somebody like Suncor, you know, applying for the grant, it's a small business to help small businesses. And the business must be in direct public customer facing contact that, you know, you've been directly affected by the COVID-19. And then business owner owning multiple businesses is eligible, but only for one grant. So you would have to decide what business you're going to apply for it under. Ineligible businesses are franchised businesses or national chain type businesses or restaurants, and nonprofit organizations, and home occupation and virtual businesses are not eligible. I think that's the majority of it. The application we will have on our website as soon as we get it, and hopefully we will have it by next week. And so then we will also, you know, put it out through our email, and Michelle, I'll get it to you to make sure that you have it if you want to send it out through your contacts. And
can I ask a question about the guidelines that you just read off?
right,
So there was a gal that didn't qualify for our grant because we didn't do the home-based business either. And she runs a preschool out of her home.
okay.
And, you know, so in the way she described her need, there are definite needs that she has. And so I feel like she's falling through the cracks. You know, what we're trying to do is, you know, somebody that's selling some kind of protein powder out of their garage and calls himself a business. That's what we were really trying. And we're trying to stabilize our commercial corridors. However, I'm trying to find something that this gal can apply for that would qualify, because, you know, she is trying to run a business. It just happens to be in her home.
It's a daycare business.
It's a daycare / preschool.
Daycare / what?
Preschool.
Okay. We'll ask on Saturday, all I have here is that it says home occupation. And so I don't know what their definition of home occupation is. So I will ask that.
Okay.
And she's in Commerce City?
Yeah, the business is called the Little Brown House, I think. Little Brown House Preschool.
Huh, okay. Where's that at?
Somewhere up north, somewhere in like 106th area.
Hmm.
I don't know what neighborhood that would be.
Okay. I know that the Learning Center is interested in it, but of course they have their operation is not in their house, but I'll find out what they mean by that.
We did not give them one because it was, they didn't have their business license. So we put that as another criteria for ours. Sorry, June.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good point. I think, why doesn't she have a business license?
They should have. No, the learning experience people.
Oh, the learning experience doesn't have a business license?
Well, they will now.
Okay. Yeah, that's not in here, but that's good to know. How are they running a business then? That's crazy.
They have one now. This is Laura. They have one now.
They do? Okay. Thanks, Laura.
We're talking city business license, Deborah, not state licenses.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Are there any other questions about this grant, and who's interested in this? Louis, yeah, you would be a perfect candidate for this.
Another question I had is, can they apply for both? Or is it just one or the other?
They can apply for both.
Okay.
Yeah,
thanks.
but they're going to have to, the reporting criteria, of course, they're going to have to make sure that they're spending it on what they're supposed to be spending it on, just like all the other grants. But they can apply for both. June, do you have anything to add to it?
No, just if you know of a business here in Commerce City, we'd love to help them out. I mean, we're all about, keeping our business going here during this difficult time. And Danny, Louis, you know a lot of people. I think that, this is a great way to help them out. Michelle, can you tell us a little bit about round 2 of your city grants?
I can. I actually have slides from a meeting that we did this morning. Am I allowed to share slides, or can you add me to allow to share slides, and I'll do that?
I will surely try here. Okay. Can you do that or not?
Okay, let's see if I can get us in here now. Here we go. Come on. Okay, how's that? Can you see it?
Yep.
So we actually have 2 programs at the city, and this is special funding that City Council authorized about a little less than a month ago to try to help our small businesses. And one was dedicating $400,000 towards a microloan program that's being managed by Colorado Enterprise Fund and being supported through Adams County. So we're under the umbrella of the Adams County program, but it is a separate standalone microloan program. And these are loans of up to $25,000. With Adams County's support, the interest rate has been brought down to 3.5%. They also are taking care of the origination fees for the borrower for each loan. And for the first 6 months, the awardee is paying interest-only payments. We already have, I want to say, 11 applications in review for this, so the money is going to go quickly. However, if our money does get all loaned out, there is still money at the county level, so our businesses can hopefully take advantage of either program. And if somebody needs bilingual assistance and has questions about that, we've got this contact at Colorado Enterprise Fund that we've been working with. And then the second one is our business support and recovery grants. This is another $400,000 that was put into this program and divided in half, so we have 2 rounds of funding. We've already been through the first round of funding. There were, off the top of my head, I think 44 businesses that were awarded something. Most of the businesses received a $5,000 grant. However, we wanted to, anyone that met all of the qualifications, we were trying to get them some kind of relief. So we scored all of the applications, and some of the lower scoring applications got a lesser amount, but everyone that qualified got an amount. If they didn't qualify, it was because they didn't have an active business license. They were behind on some property taxes that went before COVID hit. Or I think that's really the main reasons why somebody was denied. And we're trying to work with those businesses so that they can now apply for round 2. Round 2 is opening up June 3rd. So 8 a.m. June 3rd, we'll start taking applications on the website that's listed on here. And that closes at 5 o'clock on Monday, June 8th. So about the same cycle as our last one. There's probably going to be a lot more competition for this second round. But we'll try to get through the applications as quickly as possible. And we started with less than 25 employees, but we're encouraged to move up a little bit because we have a lot of manufacturers that are in kind of that 30, 35 employee range. So any questions on this? Danny? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me? This is Louis.
We'll take Danny first, and then we'll take you, Louis, okay?
Sounds great.
So I guess my question is about the first round. My husband and I weren't aware of it until after we got an email after the deadline about it. So how did you get the information out about the first one? And understanding that from what I think I've read, that people that were awarded money on the first one can also be awarded money on the second one. So knowing, I guess my question is very much about the first round. How was it announced?
So communicating with our business community has been the biggest challenge because we don't have direct routes. It's a lot easier for us to communicate with residents because there's a lot more. We have the our city council all email out information on their social media accounts. We put it through our, whoever was signed up for our ED newsletter. We put it out on our social media accounts. So we put it out on the newsletter that goes out, Commerce Connected. So we try to get it out there as broadly as we can, but one of the reasons that we divided the funding in half is for this very reason, that if somebody did miss the funding in the first round, that they'd have another opportunity through the second round.
Well, you have mail. You could mail the information out to the people that have their business license through the city. I mean,
you would think that would be easy, but unfortunately, we don't have, the way we do our business licenses, once somebody signs up the first time, they don't have to keep their information updated. So that information, and that would be a physical operation that, I mean, our facilities are closed as well. So to actually handle mail for this just was not possible when all the facilities were closed. So I'm sorry if you were missed in round 1. We hope to see your application in round 2. And that's about all I can say on that. Sorry, Danny.
Danny, we had it on the chamber website as well. And I think we even talked about it in our Zoom meetings.
I went to the chamber website and I didn't see and maybe it was because I didn't know about it until afterwards and it was taken down or something. And I got an email from the chamber, but I think it was the day that it expired, or that it was the deadline, and it was an hour or so after, or right around the time. It just seemed, it was just a big surprise to us. And then to read where people in the first round can now also be awarded in the second round, I was just a little confused by that.
Well, make sure you get your next one in so that
now that I know about it, I absolutely will.
Louis, you had a question?
Just more a statement. We were a recipient of the first round, so it really helped
Good.
us and our ability to reopen and get caught up on things. So, so appreciative of that.
Oh, I'm glad it helped. Yeah. So really what the loan is trying to do is help with those lease payments or mortgage payments for your business. In some cases to help cover payroll or insurance costs. Just those things that were really tough when there isn't any revenue coming in like we saw in March and April. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, June. Thanks for including me on the impromptu meeting. You're on mute, June.
Sorry about that. I thought I had
There you
unmuted
go.
myself. I do have a question on the nonprofit status. You had, for the city, it's a 501c3 that can apply for that. How about the 501c6s?
Unfortunately, I didn't run that side of the program, so I'm not that versed in who can qualify or who can't. But we can certainly ask Jody Hardy about that. Was it stated that 501c6s could not apply?
I believe it was in the original documents that I saw, but it could have changed. I'm not sure. Just wondering for our nonprofits. How many, by the way, nonprofits did apply?
Again,
Yeah,
Deborah, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. The Commerce City Historical Society applied and we were awarded, and we're using the money to pay our bills. I don't know about any other nonprofits.
I'd have to get you that from Jody. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head, but I want to say that either there was 15 applicants or 15 awardees. I'm not sure.
So there was quite a few nonprofits.
Yeah, it's probably 15 applicants is my guess.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions about the processes of getting, just putting in your application, or anything about either of what we've talked about so far? Everybody is ready to go put in their applications, right?
Yes.
June, I can add one thing that the city's doing if no one has any more questions about the applications. So I saw that the chamber just sent out the draft guidelines for the reopening, and it's mostly focused on restaurants, but Danny, I don't know if you've looked at those, how much bars are covered in that or not.
I think it came out about an hour ago and I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I think and it's a pretty small comment period. So I think the comment period ends tomorrow. But we are, as a city, are looking at ways that we can help, if there's social distancing requirements that have to happen through those CDPHE guidelines, that means less revenue because you're cutting your operations. So at least for the restaurants and bars, we're looking at what the other cities are looking at, and can we relax some of our standards for outdoor seating areas and let people encroach on right-of-ways and sidewalks and different things. So, once the reopening orders do come out, hopefully what the city's doing will make it easier for you to add outdoor spaces to include it, to increase your customer base at this time.
Well, that will really be interesting to see, what the state decides on those guidelines and everything, and then what the city can do to also help. We want our restaurants to kind of get back and jump started, and so that, they work on a very, minimal margin. So I know a lot of them are kind of hurting right now. And there goes my phone.
Well, maybe the city and the chamber can work on some kind of a Taste of Commerce City event that helps bring more attention to them or something.
Yeah, we're gonna need something, we haven't had events for 2 months now, so we're gonna need something fun to do later in the year, maybe in the fall. That would be fun. I think June may have fallen off here. She was saying she's having problems. I see, oh, there she is. Are you there, June?
Sorry, I had a phone call.
Oh, okay.
That's the one thing about these things, huh? I just want to say Deborah Eagleson, who's one of our board members, just said that the information about the city grant first round was on Nextdoor also, and that's how she found out about it. And she was also a recipient, and it did really help her with rent and tax payments as well as operational expenses. So she wanted to let the city know, thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing that, Deborah.
All right, well, if there are no further questions, I guess we will adjourn this session of our.
So the next Zoom opens June 3rd at 8 a.m.
What's that?
What was that?
Huh.
I don't know.
Well, I just want to say you guys are doing a great job with the chamber and getting the information out too. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Liz.
Yes, thank you, Louis. Who had that last remark that nobody could hear? Guess no one's claiming it. That's funny. But anyway, I just want to thank everyone for coming. And, you know, make sure that you turn in those applications. The one that we are helping the county with, we are hoping it will be soon. Not sure if it will be tomorrow or maybe next week, but they're just doing some finalizations there. And then again, you know, with the city grants and or loans, that second round is coming up. So be prepared and get it in as soon as possible. So we wish everyone luck. We wish everyone a very, happy Memorial Day weekend. I can't believe it's already Memorial Day weekend.
Crazy.
And we will see everyone next week.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Great,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Bye.